Hello, hello, hello. Here we are again. Let's see. Let me know if you guys are listening to me and you are able to see me here. Let's take a conversation about the market. I will start by showing my screen. Here we go. Mhm. Okay, it's showing now. Okay, S&P. Here's the SPX, right? It's not open yet, but we came from a pretty month that start to lose his power. We are in the upper channel and maybe a consolidation or even a short-term correction started. If you guys see here on a daily base, we can see that this week, at least the last 3 days, our parabolics are already switched from the bottom to the upper level, and we are here in the middle level, so just corrections. Market is falling down. But one thing that I want to bring to your attention is the future, because few minutes ago, few hours ago, but that happened today. Finally, Joe Biden recognized that he's not in condition to keep further with his election process. So he signed a resignation letter stating that he's not capable to going further. In other words, and let's see what the Democrat will come with a new candidate. I think that by Tuesday, a new name will show it up. Kamala, he indicated and he endorsed Kamala, but Kamala is not everybody in the Democratic part supports her. And also, there's money in the game, because if another candidate start to be assigned, all the money that was assigned to Biden and Kamala needs to return to the founders. So that's a pretty huge amount of money, I can tell you. So let's see what it will be and how this will affect the market. One thing I can tell you, that if you look for the futures like right now, even market last week start to drop. Now futures open in a high trend, so it's in an uptrend. So it's right now 0.20 on ES. We have 0.37 on Nasdaq, and Russell that was giving us a rally. Look, a new range for trading. Now it's also going up, but just 0.07%. That is very interesting. If you go now for Bitcoin, look, Bitcoin now, it is 1.5%. And pay attention that we are with our uptrend setup triggered. So for some reason, looks like we start to reverse from the falling that we got here in the around 53,000 range. Right now it's 68, 145, and with our signal triggered. So pay attention that at least in the daily basis, it's an upper trend. Now, I can't tell you the same thing on the weekly basis. On a weekly basis, we still having this consolidation area here. So the next target will be around here on the 74,000, around it. And the monthly base, same way, right? But we do have since Friday, this is January, since January, appointing a trending up. So if you guys are kind of buy and hold, you're supposed to still hold your Bitcoins, right? So I talk a little bit about S&P. We do have Nasdaq, Russell. All the indexes on Friday didn't go very well, as we mentioned. The last 3 days was a big correction, and that came in a condition that the VIX, let me go to the VIX here, start to spike up finally, because it was in the lowest on all the time, around 12, and now we're seeing the VIX around 16.5. So once that we kind of are option sellers and we are Vega negative, this kind of behavior on the market hurt us a little bit, but we are used to, because one thing that we know, it is the volatility tends to return to the average. So I'm seeing that at least our portfolio will be performing very well in the next few days. Okay. So I'm not so worried about the volatility increasing. It's always good to have some buying power to be able to open more and more trades during that time. But in the other hand, we need to keep our kind of campaign trades, what I call, that is our daily milk, right? Make it running in a positive theta to at least beat the market. So this is a good opportunity to start, but I always expose it in situations that are lower than that, but always with some buying power to be able to not lose opportunities like this. Okay, let me take the opportunity and call Daniel.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
You mentioned about the S&P. What's the next movement? What do you think it's this week's movement?
Trend. Okay, I go to the short term, and you see more or less what I prefer to go by the futures, right? Because then we have all the impact from the short term.
Yeah.
And if I open here, there's a possibility that can bring this average down. I don't have something to draw here, but if you follow my mouse, okay, we corrected here on a daily basis. We are exactly in the middle, but we still have few averages that are over and these averages that are under. I think that will be a time for at least a resolution on the Democratic part, and then keep the movement that in the let's say weekly base. I still think that is a downtrend, and it's supported by a downtrend by this point here, if you see. But can start on another long trend. I don't know how big will be the impact in the futures on Monday. Maybe this is what we call the cat jump, right? Dead cat jump, or a chicken fly. But I don't think that it will be strong enough to support and keep the going back like this thing here in the upper band. I do think that you'll be testing all the averages. You'll try to merge to a specific point, but the downtrend is still going, because we are overbought, if you realize here. But we still have gaps among the average and the real RSI. The RSI right now is exactly in the middle. So for this week, then, final conclusion. I think that will be a kind of consolidation, but with a little negative delta if I need to bet somewhere.
Let me share you my screen.
Okay.
So something to tell. My Fibonacci target. So I draw my Fibonacci from this point to this point, and the target was 560.14. So we reached the target on my Fibo target, and then the market realized. I suppose that the market will try to test the last topic. And this is also the 20 average in the weekly basis. So that's my opinion. We have, if I don't mind, this week we have important earnings reportings.
I do have here the earnings for this week. I can share.
Yeah, if I'm, I think that this week we have Google.
Yes, we do have Google. We have Tesla too. Chipotle. Let me find here. I was checking.
So I think the market must go down to test the 530, almost this point, the 20 average, the weekly 20 average.
Talking about the earnings, we do have on Monday, Tris, that's a bank, maybe, but the big majority of the banks we saw last week, right? Financial companies, Crown, Canadians. I don't see any kind of thing that can shake the market. On Tuesday, we do have big ones. We have here Tesla, Google, as we mentioned, Visa, Coca-Cola, Capital One. So I think that here we
UPS.
can get any.
UPS.
UPS is a very big too. So here, and also I think that on Tuesday you come the Democratic candidate that will be selected. For some reason, I've still seen that if we have some movement to shake the market, you'll be here on Tuesday. And also we can confirm with our economic calendar in a few minutes. But on Wednesday, we do have Ford, IBM. I don't think that it will be bullish IBM at all. It's just going down and down and down. AT&T, Chipotle. And Thursday, American Airlines, Texas Steakhouse, nothing big here to shake. And on Friday, we have the giant 3M. And that's all. And so if something will go in the market, once that Tesla and Google are after market, maybe we can see the results. We will see the results of the earnings, of course, on Tuesday. But after the market, and then that will maybe get his consequences on the next day, right, on Wednesday. But who knows? Okay. Are you able to share the economic calendar? You are mute.
Sorry. On Monday, we don't have nothing important. On Tuesday, we have the existing home sales. On Wednesday, we have the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, the Service PMI, new home sales, crude oil inventory.
I don't consider crude oil a 3-star anymore. Even the investing.com considering crude oil as a 3-star, I never considered it.
No.
Most of the time. Right now, it's irrelevant, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, since COVID. Since COVID.
Yeah. On Thursday, we have the durable goods orders, the GDP, initial job claims, and on Friday, core PCE month, year, and that's it. So
and that is before the opening. So maybe Friday we can start the day with a kind of movement.
Yeah. It's a important week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's important to remind that in the other week we have the FONC meeting, and they will have all the data to decide if they are going to move down the
interest rate. By the way, you can show the curve.
Yeah. Let me change the.
Oh, we are.
Here we are. Here. Crash. So that's it. So, as we mentioned, on July 31, we have the FONC meeting, and for now, the market is betting that the Fed will not change the yield. So we will keep the 525 and 550. On September, the market are betting that this time Fed will start to move. So here is the first movement in 25 bips. November, another move of in 25 bips, and we close the year with another movement plus 25 bips. So we are now in 525, and we close the year with the 450. It's important to remind that the data, the PCE, the GDP, and the job market. The job was 2 weeks ago, but the PCE and the GDP that are in this week are so important to FONC to sign that they are really going to move since no. They are going to move in September, or no, the data show that the GDP was bigger than they think, and the PCE are going up instead of going down. So this week is much important to the FONC meeting.
Okay.
The yield curve.
Mm-hmm.
So let me refresh. So we have minus 1.18.
Okay, no big difference from last week.
Yeah, similar to last week. We don't have a huge movement in the yield curves in this week.
Okay.
We are now with the 30 years in 4.45, 10 years 4.24, and the 3 months 5.33. With the first movement of the Fed in 25 bips, so in the end of August, so the starts of September, we must see the 3 months going down to close to 50.08, something like this.
Okay.
I think this is
okay.
So another thing to pay attention is the overbought that I forgot to tell.
Relative strength index.
Yes, the relative strength index in daily basis, the S&P. The last time that they came so overbought, we don't have a huge movement, down movement. This is the last, the biggest movement, the last biggest movement, and downtrend in
that after we we already presented the calendar, how you'll be for the week. If you see the RSI, I mentioned that when I was checking S&P, it is exactly in the middle. Even the you have the average that is totally overbought by your yellow line, but right now it's 51 the RSI. So I do think that they will be a kind of a little bit in consolidation. Just wait for the data report that you mentioned that will be happening this week. Will be a decisive, let's say, week for the WIDs at the end of the year. But then until we get that data, we may see converging all the average, the short-term average with the 20 days and 50 days average that we do have divergence right now, and also the RSI average converging each other. Yes. So that is my bet for this week, in fact.
Yes. And weekly base, we are seeing now the average crossing the RSI. So that's why I am thinking that the market must go down a little bit more.
I think so. Yep.
So that was I mentioned the 20 average.
I don't know again if this Democrat thing, because right now the market is going up, but it's not a huge movement. You'll be at that cat bounce, but if you go to the futures, they're going up. But I do think that in the end, the average will be converging and the movement will be down. And by the way, our setup is saying that is down.
Yeah.
So that's the reason. If I need to bet in something, I will bet in a negative delta.
Yes, our take profit of this setup tree is the fifth average. So almost the 54. Oh.
Okay. I will show here how my portfolio is going on. This account started at 25 and it's exactly here at 50%. And these here started as $5,000 and almost the double, so almost 100%. But it's a high leverage, okay? So I do not recommend anything. And if you see also my PL open, I have several adjustments here that I'm negative, but I don't mind. So what I do have on this here, basically I'm holding shares. Nothing changed here. I didn't buy anything or didn't sell anything. This is a Roth IRA account that I have some shares and a few structures here, just a butterfly. I am buying hold TQQQ, few position on Disney. Oh, this was a huge movement this week, the Hawaiian Electric Industries, and I'm just holding shares here. If you remember, the Hawaiian Industries was related to that blackout and fire that we got in Hawaii months ago, to not say a year ago almost. So, and here we do have Tesla, just shares too. I'm not doing anything here. It's not a leverage account, so I don't have a lot of trades that I can do without leveraging. So I'm just buying and holding. This is Granger. This related to the Northrop Grumman. It's weapons and military strategies along. SMH, just semiconductors, to not say that I'm not exposed. I do have one share here. And MPW. Well, the reason that I put around 5K here, it's not even around 5, I cannot remember, 6K or 5K. Because that was the maximum for the current year in a Roth IRA. So my idea is for just next year, you put around 6K here again and let it go, just to help me with taxes. But here is where the trades are. So if I go to this one, then I go back and show you ES. But we have here NVIDIA, a butterfly. Let's see how it looks. I did a management here, bring this sold call closer to the money. That's the reason you see just right here. And this is exactly how much credit I took around when I moved. Amazon just shares, Log just shares, Logitech, SNDL just shares, eBay just shares, pretty old shares that are here and came from previous strategies, but I never sold. So, and it's just a small amount, will not be relevant for this portfolio. So I left here. And I do have another ES that I will show you all. These started as a 332, and then I moved it, all the sold puts, and now I do have a kind of booster that is just one wing, right? And a ratio with 6:10 markets here. So I'm just waiting on Theta to get that gap here. I don't think that you reach in 80, 90 days, but who knows, the 5,000, right? So I'm just living here, getting a little Theta every single day. My portfolio didn't move a lot, but as I mentioned, the last 3 days came a huge spike on VIX. So to keep this as is, I did some tradings that I will share, like Netflix earnings, but I will show you later after I show all the ES and NASDAQ. This is a short-term EX. So here I just bought a put to release a little bit the buying power that was totally over, and I was not able to manage any of the positions. So to release a buy power, I just bought a put. And if I go to analysis here, it's kind of messy because I did manage a lot of times. But here, where we are, is exactly the maximum around the 5,600 and 5,650, the max profitability that I can get from this trade. So if I just wait here for the next 40 days, I can get profitable. But there's a huge, I will start to lose just here around 53.50. And last but not least, NASDAQ. I have a 1-1-2 strategy here that I do have a huge data to going up, and my break evens around 15,700. And if the market goes under the 18,100, I can get around $13,000 and $4,000. But if it just stays as is, I can get at the expiration here around $3,400. And pretty much that's it. That's all that I have. I don't have any more positions on gold or silver, not because I don't want, because I'm seeing, and I didn't show you the guys in the graph, but nothing different. We informed you about the uptrend in gold and still going up. So if I need to bet in gold and silver, it's still a positive delta, even with a good realization that we got this week. That is normal. And I have no concerns on that. But I'm not exposed because I don't have any buying power to use anymore. So as I mentioned, I didn't go up a lot in terms of profitability, but this for me, it's a win because VIX spike up, and I did some trades in for some reason it's lagging here. Let me see year to date, SPX, some 0 DTE trades. Not a big deal, And the biggest for this last week was Netflix. That here I sold by 49.73 and bought back in the next day after earnings by 38. So just here I'm talking about around 12 or 13,000, 12 or $1,300. So that put me back from what I lost because it's unrealized gain from the spiking VIX. And that's it. I think that we covered everything. So, Daniel, thank you so much. And guys, see you next week.
Bye-bye.